Those of you guys that are familiar with me, you know that I'm very bad with tech. I do everything on the fly and I am getting better at this. So I just want to make sure that this is working and this is on. You guys can see me and hear me. Let me know if you can. And I am just going to, it says on my end, I am live. So I am just going to go with it and trust that I'm live. If anyone is here, let me know and leave a comment, leave a like. Let me just know that you're here. So for those of you guys that have purchased the Inner Work program and you only received one course, please email me and I'll send you the entire playlist. There's 18 modules in there. And I'm not sure if accidentally I might have put the wrong link in the checkout. So the course is actually going up on the website now, and I have professionals doing it, which is why the website, once it's on the website, the course is going to go up at least by three times. But for now, the reason the price is what it is because I'm just letting you guys, whoever's like pulled to it, to kind of get a reward for their intuition in terms of acting on that before the price goes up. Because when the price goes up, and the testimonials up and the branding is up, then it'll kind of be self-explanatory at that point. But for now, before I am putting it up on the website, I want to give those of you that I just want to give you guys sort of a like a reward, or I want you to follow your intuition, and I want you to do that based on the I want you to follow your intuition, and that's why the price is right now, right? Because there's no copy or anything like that. You're just doing it based on your feeling with me, right? So those of you that have purchased it and only one class came through, just email me and I will send you the full link. There's 18 classes there. There's already over 25 hours of content there, and I'm not sure if you got the correct link, right? So if anything ever happens with any of my products and you guys purchase it and you're having issues or anything, just definitely email me and I'll send you the correct link, etc. There shouldn't be any problems once it's on the website because, again, I'm not doing it. Professionals are doing it. But for now, if you do purchase it and you're not able to get the entire 18 modules, just email me and I'll send you a link. But although on my end, I have updated that because it looks like it wasn't syncing week to week on my end. So once you email me, I'll send you the entire, the complete list for anyone that didn't receive that. Okay, so I just wanted to say hi. I wanted to speak to you guys a little bit about desire. I wanted to come in today before the holidays because I know a lot of us are moving into sort of rest and solitude. And the next few weeks, I was telling a lot of my private clients and the ladies in my VIP group, it's really important to take some time to reflect on this past year and also to reflect on what you want to bring into the new year. And one of the things that I wanted to speak about today was about desire and attraction. Now, a lot of you that email me and I'm answering a lot of your email questions, there's a theme that I'm noticing in all of the questions is, and the theme that I'm noticing is that you are desiring a man more than he is desiring you. Now, it's really important to keep in mind that the more that you are desiring, it doesn't even have to be a man, it could be anything. The more that you desire something, the more that you essentially keep that desire at bay. Because when you're desiring something, essentially, like frequency wise and vibrational wise, you're saying that you don't have that thing, right? And so when it comes to dating and attraction and relationships, the person that is desiring the other person more, and in terms of power dynamics, that person is essentially below the other person, right? Because when you think about it, when you're desiring something, you are saying, and it could be the reality, that that thing is not with you. You don't have that thing and it's ahead of you. And so you're sort of chasing it. And the more that you want that person or that thing, and I'm just saying that thing because it's the same thing with anything that you want in life, the more that you desire it and the more that you want it, naturally what's going to happen is that thing is going to keep moving ahead of you, right? Because I want you to think about an animal, or let's say even my dog Milo, when I'm chasing him and I'm wanting him to come toward me, or like I want him so bad, naturally and instinctively what he does is he runs away from me. When I'm relaxed and I turn around and walk the other way, or I'm trying to get him to come to me, actually what I do is I say bye, okay, bye Milo, and then I walk the other direction, and that triggers him to come toward me. When he's not paying attention to me and I'm running toward him, what tends to happen is he runs away. Even he doesn't listen to me, let's put it that way. He just runs away. Now, in a lot of the dynamics that I'm seeing with most of you, what I'm seeing is that you're getting very invested very quickly with men that are not interested in you. So when I'm saying a man is not interested in you, if you've only met this person one time or maybe a couple of times, and he hasn't texted you, or he's, let's say, being infrequent with his communication, if you are getting anxiety over that, or you're desiring him so much, or wondering where he is, and like wanting to be close to him, etc., wanting more connection, wanting him to message you, any sort of want any sort of want or desire, let's say, and it is that early on, there's something going on within. And I really urge you to do the inner work, because if we are feeling if we're feeling these types of emotions, and this is what I'm noticing in a lot of the email questions that are coming in, they're not even women that are in relationships. I'm noticing it's women that it's earlier on in the dynamic, so there's no commitment. And there's just been a few dates, let's say that, right? So it's earlier on. And what I'm noticing is that we're getting very hung up on this other person, and whether he's interested or not, and what to do. Should I message him back? Should I text him back? The deeper question here, and again, every situation is different, but in general, what is happening is that the more that you're desiring this person, the more energetically it's not going to come. So this is often why women are single for so long. It's because you guys are desiring love. You're desiring it too much. And the more that you want it, the more that you're saying it's not here. Now, in Secrets of the Feminine Woman, I talk about the tenets of femininity. And one thing I can say to you guys is that a woman that's in her feminine energy, she's done her inner work. So what that means is she's whole, she's complete, she loves being alone, she loves her alone time, and she feels really good about herself. So her self-concept, so our self-concept is the image that we hold of ourselves, is very strong. And now that doesn't come from ego, it comes from confidence. There's a really big difference between confidence, arrogance. A confident woman is, she knows what she brings to the table, because what she's bringing to the table is not surface level. She actually brings a lot of value to the dynamic. And for those of you guys that have seen, I think I did a video on what it means to be a high value woman, and I'll do another video on that. But this woman, a feminine woman, she knows what she brings to the table, because what she brings to the table is very valuable. And yes, her femininity is number one. So a lot of men that I speak to, and I'm starting new projects in the new year. I'm really excited to share this with you guys. Make sure you follow me on Instagram so I keep you up to date with everything that I'm doing. But these men that I speak to, they're very successful, handsome men, and they're very masculine, of course. As much as they want a woman that is supportive and ambitious, and also has something going on within her own self, because men also want to be challenged, what they want most of all from a woman is her femininity. So a woman that brings her femininity into a relationship is a very valuable woman, and that woman is very, very hard to find. It is very rare to find a woman that is very feminine in her nature and also very successful. Now, this is what very healthy men want. Very healthy men want a woman that is successful. So there's this misconception that in order to be feminine, it means that we are just kind of submissive and we're doormats. That's not true. We are submissive, but we are submissive to a man that's very in his masculine frame, right? If a man is not holding his masculine frame, I'm not going to be submissive to him, because I'm not going to trust him. So there's that component as well. But I want you guys to understand that a healthy masculine man that is ambitious and has a lot going on in his life also wants to be with a woman that he can talk to about world events, that he can, have intelligent conversations with, that is able to hold her own, but also knows how to be in her feminine, right? And I teach you guys how to do this in Secrets of the Feminine Woman. This book, I believe, will change your life, because I'm not, even when you read this book, Many of you that write to me tell me that it activates something within you. It should activate a feeling, because everything I talk to you guys about, it's not strategy, it's the feeling first, right? And the reason I say that is because this is my soul's work. So when I'm speaking to you guys, even when I'm speaking live, I don't have any notes. I'm kind of just going with what my soul wants you guys to hear. It is the feminine nature of the soul. It's the expressive nature that I'm sort of wanting you guys to pick up on. And it's very subconscious. It's not a intellectual, it is not the intellectual realm. As soon as you make femininity intellectual, you're missing the point. So Secrets of the Feminine Woman will get you in touch with your femininity, but the inner work, without the inner work, you cannot move into your femininity, because your femininity is your essence, it's your soul, right? As women, we've come into our feminine body to experience consciousness with our feminine essence, right? This is the whole point of us incarnating in a female body, right? And again, I am not for everyone. I'm not here to talk about feminism and all this stuff. I'm here to talk about men and women, masculine and feminine energy. This is what I do. You can get triggered. You don't have to like my message. You don't have to follow me. I'm okay with that. I'm here to go back to the basics and talk about these concepts in a very traditional way, because it is my belief that we have lost touch with who we really are because of the egoic programming, all this transhumanism bullshit that's happening, and we've lost touch with who we are. We have come into a female body to experience consciousness through the lens of our feminine essence. That is what I believe. And again, in order to be the feminine, we also need to be integrated in our masculine. To be integrated in our masculine means to do the unprogramming work to get all of the trauma out of our body, so that our reactions and our responses are not coming from fear. Now, the reason that a lot of you are attaching onto men very prematurely, and the reason that they're pulling away from you, is because you're not responding from your essence. Your essence is your soul and your femininity. You're not responding from that space. You're responding from your fear, your trauma, your fight or flight reactions. So you meet a man, he's a quality man. Let's say you are a ambitious, successful woman, which, this is, I hear from you guys all the time, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of all of these women that email me and have their own thing going on. That's great. But what tends to happen is you'll meet a man that now you feel is on par with where you are, and you'll have a little bit of conversation with him, and then maybe he won't respond right away. He won't set up another date right away, and immediately you'll get triggered and you'll react and you'll want to close that gap. Actually, a woman emailed me on Friday just as I was heading out to the cottage with my partner. And I'm going to be responding to her after this. My email responses are very thoughtful and they're lengthy. So it's not something that I'm just not going to look at your email and just respond. Like, there needs to be thought put into it. And I did look through it a little bit. And this woman has been following me. I think she's amazing. She's a realtor. And I saw really quickly in her email that I believe it was just one date, and there was something going on, and she hadn't heard from him. And again, I told her to send me all the text messages so that I could send her a lengthy response, and I didn't get a chance to go into the email properly. I will after this. But one thing I noticed was that right away, it's too soon, right? It's too soon to be wondering where this man is and what is going on with this man. And again, I haven't gone through the entire details, but again, what happens is, as women, when we find a man and we think that he's quality, right, or to our standard, whatever our standard is, and because we don't have an abundance mindset of men, right? This is one of the biggest thing, and I talk about beliefs in my inner work course. There's 3 core beliefs that as a woman we need to have programmed in our body. And if we don't have these beliefs programmed in our body, our outside reflection is never going to be that which we desire it to be, because our life is a reflection of our beliefs, right? We don't feel that we are worthy of love. We don't feel if we do not have a strong sense of self that comes from these beliefs, and these beliefs are not programmed in us, we are going to operate in contradiction to what the soul's desires are, right? So we see this man, we think this man is great. We go on a date with him. We have text messages with him, and then we haven't heard from him or he hasn't set anything up. And what happens is now we want to go and like message this guy or do something with this guy because we want to initiate some sort of a contact with him. Now, I had messaged this woman back and I said, "Thank you for your message. I'm not going to be able to respond till probably Monday, but before then, do not do anything." And the reason I said that is because I, and I always say to you guys, the person that wants the other person more is the person that loses, right? And in this case, and in this, in this email sequence specifically, it wasn't urgent. So oftentimes if a woman is going through something and I sense that it's urgent, so urgent is they're in a relationship and the man is wants to leave or there's a breakup going on and they're living together, that's more urgent and I will do my best to respond to that quicker, right? Even if it's on the weekend. On the weekend, I sometimes need space. But if I'm noticing that there's an urgent situation going on, I will do my best to respond. But in other situations, when it's dating, what I'm doing is I'm also getting you guys to practice your self-discipline, because if you do not practice your self-discipline and you want to, and especially with this woman, this was kind of what I was doing as well, is when I said to her, do not do anything until I message you, and hopefully she didn't. We'll find out today. But what happens is when you don't do anything, it creates desire in the other person. Because if there's already been text messages and the man is not like coming towards you, when you don't do anything and you kind of just stop and you wait. So now this woman, instead of waiting for him to message, she's waiting for me to respond, which is exactly what I wanted, because I would rather her waiting energy be coming toward me than to him. What happens is he starts to like turn around and think about the woman. He starts to think, well, why isn't she messaging me anymore? Now, at a very egoic level, the reason this is happening is because you're activating his ego. Because when you give a man so much attention and then you take that attention away, naturally as a man, the ego is going to kick in and he's going to think, well, like he wants that attention. So he's going to want to close that gap in. Now, in What Men Want, The Ultimate Guide to a Masculine Man's Heart, that's also a very important book to read, because in What Men Want, I'm teaching you about how the masculine mind works, okay? Masculine men are very, very, very different than any other type of man, right? Any other type of man, meaning an insecure man, which is more of the feminine man, the man that has a like low self-worth. Masculine energy men operate very much like feminine energy men. And the way that they approach dating is very different. So if you read this book, you'll understand why I say to take things slow in the dating process, and also how they function and how they pace relationships. Because it is very common for masculine energy men to create space initially in the dating world or in the dating process, because they are very used to getting what they want, let's say from women, right? Masculine energy men have a belief about themselves that they can essentially get any woman they want. The problem is that it's very hard for them to find the woman that they want, which is a feminine woman, okay? Feminine woman also has a belief that they're a catch and that any man would be lucky to have her. They have very similar beliefs. With masculine energy men, they want a woman that is high value and they want a woman that feels good about herself, but that is humble. So this is the key here. I'm just going to read some questions here. I feel like you nailed masculine and feminine dynamics perfectly. Thank you. For me, my ex-girlfriend, why I fell in love with her only because of all the genuine effort she put in. I never cared before that. Yeah, so in terms of effort, and I'm not saying, in the books I talk about this as well, and I talk about effort in What Men Want, because this is the book that I talk about dating. I am not saying not to put effort into a relationship, and I'm definitely not saying that. Now, if you guys can tune into my energy, I'm very warm and I'm very gracious and appreciative, right? I don't have any expectations with men. And I will put the effort in with a man that is putting his effort into me, right? but I will not chase a man. And I just want you guys to know that healthy men do not want a woman that chases them, period. Okay? They do not want a woman that chases them because healthy men want a challenge. Okay? The reason that a healthy man is attracted to a woman is because she presents as a natural challenge. Now, when I say this word challenge, this is like a buzzword. And guys, you have to watch the full video to see what I'm saying, when I'm saying certain words. But when I'm saying challenge, I am not saying to be cold. I am not saying to be mean. I am not saying to play games. I am not saying that. But when you are a challenge as a woman, you feel good about yourself, right? You feel good about yourself. You know your worth. So if you are a woman that knows your worth, you're going to be a challenge, right? What I mean by challenge is you are not going to be head over heels over a man that has not consistently put effort into you or chosen you. You're just not. You're not because you know that in order for you to give your heart to a man, right? That man has to earn that. So effort, there's this, when it comes to effort in the initial stages of dating, it's a man's job to court, and that's it, right? That is it. It's a man's job to court. And you don't have to be in alignment with what I believe and think and how I believe relationships work. That's completely okay. There's a lot of dating coaches out there that you can follow. But what I am telling you is that in order for there to be attraction, there needs to be one leader and one person that is behind the leader, right? In relationships that I see successful, with a strong man, and a strong woman. So I'm not saying a woman is not strong. I'm very strong. The woman also knows her role, right? And the woman knows her role, so she is able to step back and allow a man to win her over. So in the initial stages of dating, this is why what I want you guys to look at, like, instead of looking at why is this man not chasing me? And again, I will give you the strategy. When you email me your specific question, you book a call with me, I will get into what is happening in the male mind. I will do that, right? But what I want you to do, like deeper and go within yourself, especially in the next few weeks before the new year, so that you guys can attract love and be with like a strong man, is I want you to ask yourself, why am I interested in someone that is not placing his interest in me first? I want you to look within yourself and ask yourself these questions, because when you feel a certain way about yourself, you are not going to be overly invested in a man that is not paying attention to you. And again, and what men want, I also talk about not giving your phone number away, not engaging in too many text messages right away, going on dates with a man, right? The more intrigue you provide to a man, and this is what it means to be high value, the more interested he's going to be in you, and the more he's going to be thinking about how he can win you over. The more that you give him everything, so you're like, here's my number, you can text me here, the more available you are, the less intrigue he's going to have in you, because he's sort of won you over already and it's kind of a bore, right? Okay, my loves, if there's no other questions, I'm going to leave it at this for now. If you have a specific question you want me to answer, purchase the email question. I think it's $97. It's like the most affordable way to be in touch with me. Email me your specific question. Send me texts, give me as much detail as possible. I will go through it. I will send you my voice response, and then I will send you a transcription of that in case you want to read it over. You can also book a call with me, but booking a call with me is a little bit more expensive, and I'm not taking calls until the new year now. But definitely read the books. Like the books and the e-course that alone will give you so much awareness and so much insight. And if you need anything further, you can reach out to me personally and I will get into the specifics with you. I need to do more inner work. I'm still in a cycle of being overly emotional. Yeah, so I'm so happy that you have that awareness. This is such a good, I have a module on patterns in the course, and this is so important to keep in mind, because the patterns that we keep replaying in our life will show us what inner work we need to do. So if we think we've done our inner work, but the same situations keep happening over and over again, we might have done our inner work in one area, but then we haven't in this area because the situation keeps coming around over and over again. And as I always say to you guys, inner work is a spiral. So when you're doing your inner work, it's never going to be up, right? My private clients know this. My private clients that have worked with me have come from some of you guys, some of my private clients have come from really traumatic lives, lives, right? And traumatic states and really unhealthy relationships. And we've done so much inner work. And my clients will tell you that it's never up. It's up and then down and then up and then down and then sideways. It's a lot of work. Inner work is very, it's very difficult. And there's a lot of ego dissolving that I'm doing in inner work with a client, right? It's very activating and it's very hard because when I'm doing inner work with someone specifically, I'm pointing out everything that they don't want to be seen. I'm pointing it all out so it comes into the light, right? It's all of our shadow, right? All of our shadow that we don't want to look at. The problem is that if we don't look at it, we're not bringing light to it. That's the awareness, and then we can't change it. So it can be painful to hear some of the things that I might have to say, or even for you guys, if you're not working directly with me, when you're going through the course and you're going through the modules, and I give you the prompts and you're the prompts in the course, and you're doing that and you're self-reflecting, it's gonna be it is going to be painful to look at it, right? To look at yourself. But if you don't look at it, right, the greatest pain is not looking at ourselves, is it's the time wasted in not looking at ourselves. It's the years wasted in not looking at ourselves because our ego wants to hold on to this identity, and it's so scared to let that identity go. In order for us to move into the identity of our soul, so that's who we are meant to be, our genuine expression, we got to look at this stuff. We got to look at it, right? If we do not look at it, you will never be able to move into who you truly are. And you cannot know who you truly are without doing the inner work, because who you truly are is a divine expression of the soul, right? Every one of us has a divine blueprint, and every one of our soul's expression is different, right? For me, it's the masculine feminine energy dynamics. This is who I am. My soul is, this is who I am. This is what I came to speak about. That's why I can feel natural, right? Every one of you guys has this. Every one of you has a different blueprint within you, but you cannot move into it in a genuine way without the inner work, because otherwise everything is coming from ego. Everything is coming from strategy. Okay, what do I do to get this man? What do I do to get 1 million followers on YouTube? What do I do to make money? That is not the soul. That is not your divine blueprint. That is the ego. That is the ego that is instructing you to do this, this, and this, and this to get a certain result. And you might get the result, but you will never be happy. You will never be fulfilled. And it will come with a lot of effort, right? Because you're going to have to overcome yourself to make something happen. And it's just going to be a lot of work, right? When you're doing something from the soul, the only work that is present is expanding yourself. And expanding yourself comes with doing your inner work. When you do your inner work, whatever is meant to come for you will come for you. You guys saw my latest video. I talk about Santa's conveyor belt. Conveyor belt. That is literally how our desires are positioned for us in the universe. There's a conveyor belt. You guys close your eyes. Picture Santa's conveyor belt. Picture your like just you I have this image of like a conveyor belt of all of my desires, just one after the other coming through. The only thing that is blocking that is the shadow. That's it. When you clear the shadow, your aura is bright, then the desires, or the gifts, or whatever you want to call it, whatever resonates to you, can find you, and it will come right to you, right? So this is the reason I stress inner work so much. I can give you all the strategies. I can tell you what men want. I can tell you how to be. I can tell you how to dress. I can tell you all the strategies, but it does not matter without the inner work, because the energy is felt. And my fiance wrote in the books as well. Him and I were reading through it actually the other day, and one of the things he said on our first date as well, and in that he talks about what he finds really attractive in me. But one of the first things he said to me when he met me was, "I love your energy. I love your energy," right? And my energy is just who I am. It's not me trying to be something that I'm not. It's just who I am, right? It's my essence. But without the inner work, you can't really move into who you really are and your true essence because, again, you're operating from the filter of what do they think of me? What do they think of me? Do they like me? Are they going to buy my products? Is he going to ask me out? Like, we're not coming from, I'm just here to be, and this person will like me or won't like me for who I am. We're not coming from that space. We're not coming from presence because we're coming from the filter of, I have to be this way to get this certain response from this person. And men can feel the difference in that. Okay, my loves? Um, Okay, my loves. So, Sarah, this is really interesting. I recommend one of my best guy friends in high school pushed him away due to my fears and unpressed trauma. He told me the other day it's not odd for him to think of me. I asked him what he meant by that, and he didn't respond. It's been 2 weeks now. I said, "That's nice to hear. I like that." Then later asked him what he meant by that because I felt like I was getting mixed signals. So, okay, so there's no mixed signals there, right? If a man is not reaching out to us, there's no mixed signals there. That in and of itself is the answer, right? If he's not reaching out to us, there's a lack of interest there. And it seems to me that there's a lot of like the sadness and things like that. Um, for that, that's when we need to do our inner work there because we wouldn't feel that way had we done our inner work. Okay. Um, we would, so I want you guys just to look at like what is happening in the external environment and your responses because your responses will show you everything. Okay, my loves. I hope you guys enjoyed this message and I will speak to you soon. Bye.